Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm here today with this Plum Sultry kind of smoky eye, but it's really wearable and super easy. So first of all, I'm just starting off by priming my eyelids with a concealer from Physicians Formula, and this is in the shade Fair Light. And I'm just dabbing this in to cover the little vessels that I have on my eyelids. Today I am using the Carli Bybel palette, and it is amazing, guys, and I'm using the shade that I just pointed to. They don't really have any names, so I'm going to be pointing to them throughout the video. I am now taking this transition shade on a big fluffy blending brush and just putting that into my crease, and you're going to see that I'm going to be taking that color kind of a lot just so I can build up the crease shade so that I can put on those darker shades. Now I'm taking this deeper purple color and taking that on my Morphe 505 blending brush and putting that right underneath the transition color that I put on, just to make my crease a little bit deeper. And I'm also swiping that all over my lid. So I tried to do my ColourPop haul video before doing this video, but every single time I've tried to do my ColourPop video, there's always been a clip missing, so it's just been really bad. So I think I'm just going to end up doing my ColourPop stash kind of makeup video. But anyways, I'm now taking that really deep plum color and I'm packing that onto my eyelid, and I'm slowly building up the color. You don't want to add a bunch of the color first because then it's going to be really hard to blend out, and it's going to turn out into that really cute raccoon looking kind of eye. But next I'm taking this BHcosmetics blending brush, and I'm taking that first transition color and I'm using that to blend the colors all together just to get that radiant, really nice radiant kind of effect. Now I'm just curling my eyelashes before I put on my Maybelline mascara. And I attempted to do falsies in this tutorial, but guys, I'm usually like right next to the mirror when I put on my falsies, and this is me just looking into the little tiny palette mirror, so I was struggling, but you'll see me struggling. I'm just putting on some mascara to allow them to blend better. I'm using the Ardell Natural lashes, and I'm just letting the Duo glue get a little tacky before I put them on, and I'm going from up to down to my eyelashes just so that I can get them as close to my eyelashes as possible. And I figured that it was better for me to fix them with my fingers just because I could really get close. Right now I'm taking the tweezers and just kind of attaching the band closer to my eyelashes because I'm not wearing eyeliner. I don't want the band to be very visible, so now I'm taking that deep plum purple color and I'm covering the band with the color just so that it's not as visible. Now I'm just putting on a couple of coats of mascara just to get the lashes and my natural eyelashes to kind of, stick together so they're not separated or anything. And that's the completed upper eye look. Now we're going to move on to the face. I'm just moisturizing my lips before I really do anything because they've been super dry lately. And I really want to try this Essence Say No to Redness just because my face has been really red lately. I went to Kanita and I burnt, which isn't good, and I put enough sunscreen on. I was really on top of that day, but the sun still got me. What can I say? It gets me every time. So I'm just putting that all over my red spots. And really cute. Next I'm taking my beauty blender, and it's damp. For those of you who don't know, you usually use beauty blenders damp, and I'm just blending out the color corrector, and it ended up being really hard to blend out. I mean, it did blend out, but it was really splotchy, and I don't know, I wasn't feeling it. Next, I'm taking this e.l.f. highlighter and I'm just putting that on the highest points of my face where the light would naturally hit it, just so that I can give my face a more glowy, dewy kind of look. Because I do have oily skin, I can't use dewy foundations because it would just slide right off my face. So I'm just kind of putting this all over my face to make it look a little dewy. and I'm just blending it out with my beauty blender now. And I'm using my Maybelline Matte and Poreless foundation today. I'm in the shade 120, and I'm just dabbing that all over my face. To be honest, guys, I was really nervous about doing this tutorial just because I didn't think purple would look good on me. I don't know, I was more comfortable with doing nudes and browns and golds, and so I kind of stayed away from the purples, but I'm really glad that I did this look because I ended up loving it. So, anyways, now I'm just taking my beauty blender and blending out my foundation. For a while, I did wear my Urban Decay Naked Weightless foundation just because I loved how it felt on my skin. It literally felt like I was wearing nothing. But I did notice that I got oily in my T-zone, which was really frustrating because I would always have to bring powder with me just so I could fix myself up after about like 2 hours. And after wearing this foundation for the day, I realized how much I missed it just because it is so matte, and I literally only had to touch it up like once, which was amazing for me because my face, well, not my whole face, but my nose does get oily. I'm now taking this concealer and I'm putting that under my eyes, on my forehead, on my nose, on my chin, on my cupid's bow, every place that I would highlight basically. And I honestly love this concealer. It is so lightweight and so easy to blend out. And I also really love the color of this concealer. For me, being so fair-skinned, it's really hard to find a concealer that is a good color. I don't know if that makes any sense, but a lot of the concealers that I get are either the same exact color as my foundation, or they're too pink or too yellow. Like, there's never that perfect concealer that conceals and highlights. I'm now taking my beauty blender and blending out that concealer, and I'm really making sure to blend it out, especially under the eyes, because it can tend to get cakey there, and we don't want that. And the beauty blender, since it's moist, it will help pick some of that excess product. I'm now taking my NYX banana powder, which I've hit pan. Oh my gosh, I love that stuff. And if you're wondering what brush I use for my under eyes, I use the Morphe M438 brush. And I think I talked about it in my previous video, but it is my favorite brush to apply powder under the eyes just because it's that perfect shape to get right under there. And yeah, it's perfect and I love it. I'm applying that powder to my under eyes, on my nose, the bridge of my nose, a little bit on the forehead, the chin, and really packing it onto the sides of the nose just because that's where I get most oily. And I'm also putting a little bit under the contours of my cheeks. Now I'm just going to do my eyebrows, and I told you guys I really don't do anything too special with my eyebrows just because I'm not about that life. I don't know. I just keep it simple. Fill in the sparse areas, nothing special. I use the Anastasia powder kit, I don't know what it's called, in dark brown, and I also use their brush to do that. Now I'm taking the Stay Matte Translucent powder, and I'm using that on a Real Technique powder brush, and I'm just putting that all over my face and swiping away any excess powder that I had left. Now I'm taking my Anastasia Clear Brow Gel and just setting my brows in place because we don't want there to be any stray hairs going crazy throughout the day, and this stuff is literally like glue for your eyebrows. I love it. I'm now taking my Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On eyeliner pencil, and this is in the shade Perversion, and I'm just putting that in my waterline. And this is just going to give the look that more smoky, sultry look. I'm now taking that transition color and I'm taking on a e.l.f. smudge brush, and I'm just smudging that eyeliner while also putting a transition shade basically under the lid. Not under the lid, under the waterline. And I'm also taking that deep plum color on this Accent Real Technique brush and really putting it close to that waterline. Now I'm taking my Lash Sensational mascara from Maybelline and I'm coating my bottom lashes. I'm really making sure to put a couple of layers just to get those bottom lashes really popping. And now I'm taking that bottom shade. That's one of the highlight shades from the palette, but I'm using it as an inner quarter just because, I mean, look at it. It's popping. It really makes the inner quarter really bright, and I don't know, I thought it just added a nice little pop of shimmer to that inner corner, and I really liked it. Now I'm taking my little black book of bronzers from Too Faced, and I'm taking the shade Endless Summer, and I'm going to use that with the brush that comes from the Benefit Hoola bronzer. I'm going to use that to just contour my cheeks. Next, I'm going to be taking the shade Milk Chocolate Soleil, and I'm going to be using that on a BHcosmetics fluffier brush, and I'm just going to use that to kind of bronze up my face. And oh my gosh, yes, I did smell the brush because it smelled like chocolate, so I had to. But yeah, I'm just using that brush to blend everything out and add some warmness to my face. And not only on my cheekbones where I put the contour color, but also on my forehead to kind of even out that bronze kind of look. Now I'm using this Essence blush, and while the Essence Say No to Redness really disappointed me, this blush was actually amazing. It's called Silky Touch Blush, and it is in the shade 10 or Adorable, and it really is adorable because I wasn't really going for a blush kind of look today, but after I put it on and saw how beautiful it looked, I was like, well, I really like it, so I wanted to make my cheeks look a little bit more flushed and flustered, kind of. So not only am I adding that to the apples of my cheek, but I'm also pulling it back. And the thing with blushes is they are the first to go throughout the day, so that's why I kind of put just a smidge more than I usually do, just so that once it does fade, it's going to be a nice little subtle pink, like you're actually blushing. And the highlight that I'm using today is from Wet n Wild, and it is the Fergie Center Stage collection. And it's really beautiful, it's really subtle, and just, I don't know, I wasn't feeling such a strong highlight just because I wanted the eyes to be the main focus, so I thought that this was a really pretty, just subtle kind of pink highlight to go along with the plum eye look. And not only am I highlighting the tops of my cheekbones, I'm also going to highlight the tip of my nose, a little teeny tiny bit on the bridge of my nose, and some on my cupid's bow. Next, I'm just going to take that fluffy brush and blend everything together so there's no harsh lines. I'm now going to take my Hoola bronzer, that brush that came with it, and what's ever left on it, I'm just going to drag it along my nose. I'm not really doing a nose contour, but it looked like my nose was a lot lighter than the rest of the edge of my face, so I just wanted to add it. And then I took my M438 brush and I just blended it out so that there's no harsh brown line. And the lip gloss that I'm using today is the NYX Intense Butter Gloss, and it is in the shade Tres Leches. And it is just a really pink, pretty lip gloss. I don't know, I really love it. It is really intense, and I guess that's why they call it Intense Butter Gloss, because not only is it glossy, but it does have a color to it. So I'm just adding that to my lips, and that is the completed look, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, please subscribe. It would mean so much. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Bye.